Hey, what's good, guys? I'm going to basically give you a quick lesson on codeine, history, where it comes from, how it works, why it works, and, any problems you might have if you abuse it or use it too much. So codeine was actually first discovered in 1832 because prior to that, in 1804, a German, I believe a German chemist discovered that you could extract morphine from opium. And morphine is what they use today in hospitals to, if you're in really severe pain. Or I think that's the only reason they use it, really, when you're in severe pain and you need to, reduce the pain you're feeling. But anyway, a German chemist discovered that in 1804. So a French chemist, I believe, basically in 1832 discovered that codeine also comes from opium as well. And for those of you who don't know, opium is, it's an opiate based drug that just gets you quite high. It makes you want to just relax. It was used a lot a couple hundred years ago, and it actually comes from poppy seeds. So when you cut a poppy seed, black tar comes out of it, and that can be used to either make opium or heroin, or you can use it to actually make morphine as well. And basically that's where the opiates come from. They originate from the poppy seed, the poppy plant. Now, how does codeine work? Basically when you take it, it's going to give you relief from weak to mild pain. And it's going to give you also a kind of euphoric effect, so it might make you feel a bit high, it might make you feel a bit happier. And the way it works is that some of the codeine is actually converted to morphine in your body. That's the reason it makes you feel a certain way. That's the reason it helps relieve your pain. And this is determined by the CYP2D6 gene. And normally people have 2 of these genes active, but some people might have more than 2 active or less than 2 active. So let's say you have none of these genes active. Your CYP2D6 genes are inactive. When you take codeine, you're not going to have any effect from it. Minimal to none, because none of the morphine is going to be converted into codeine. None of the codeine is going to be converted into morphine. So you're not really going to feel the effects of the morphine or the codeine indirectly. Because the codeine, you don't really feel any serious effects from the codeine. When you feel these effects from the codeine, it's only because the morphine is being produced by your body from the codeine. Now, let's say you have 4 of these genes active. You're going to have a very large amount of the codeine converted into morphine in your body. Now, this might make you feel really good, and in some ways you could say you can take smaller amounts and get better effects from the codeine. But in the same way, if you're taking a normal dose prescribed by your doctor, this could be quite dangerous because you're going to have a very large amount of morphine in your system. And if you're not careful, this can cause, make you feel ill. It could potentially kill you if you do take very large amounts. I don't think it's too common, but you can die from it. You can have all sorts of problems from having too much codeine in your system. Because it will create too much morphine. But the way it works is for those of you who don't know, morphine is just an extremely strong opiate. And it binds to your natural opiate receptor. So we all have a natural opiate system. And this kind of stops us from feeling a lot of pain. It makes you feel less pain than if you didn't have that opiate system in your body. It also makes you feel good too. It makes you feel good. And we all have this natural opiate system in our body. And when the morphine's in our body, it binds to this receptor in our body really strongly. And it's going to have the same effect as our normal opiates, but a lot more intense. So you're going to feel euphoric, you're going to feel high, you're going to feel a very minimal amount of pain. So you might be saying, what's wrong with it? This sounds great. But if you take too much, like I said before, you could potentially die. and if you abuse it for a long period of time, your body's going to realize that it has its level of opiates will be way too high, so it's going to try down regulate your opiate system. So you're going to need more and more of these opiates to feel the same relief from pain or feel the same high that you did before. So your body's going to down regulate the system, and also when you come off, your natural opiate level is effectively going to be a lot lower. So you're going to be a lot more sensitive to pain, you're going to feel horrible, you're going to feel down, you might have withdrawal symptoms. And that basically happens when you abuse opiates too much. Similar effects to when someone comes off heroin. I wouldn't class as coming off codeine as serious, but it can still have some quite serious side effects. You're not going to feel very good. And yeah, basically that's the main problems with codeine. So you do have benefits of, helping it for pain, but if you do use it for a long period of time, it can be quite dangerous, and that's why you shouldn't really use it for a long period of time. But yeah, I hope that helped you guys learn a little bit of codeine, and thanks for watching the video. Cheers.